Hi, I'm Dave Johnson from the Employee Assistance Program, and I'm here today with my friend and colleague, dietitian and community outreach person at Parkview Health, Kathy Worley. And Kathy, we're having this conversation today because I teach mindfulness-based practices in the Parkview system and in our community. And, a while back, I had a participant in my session say to me, Dr. Dave, you could eat a bit more mindfully as well. And I hadn't really connected the dot that indeed mindfulness based practice and eating practices can and could go hand in hand. And I wanted an expert like you to kind of address this notion of mindfulness based eating and help us think through healthier eating patterns and maybe the art of eating mindfully.
Well, first of all, eating should be pleasurable and a happy time. It should be nourishing to body and spirit and soul. But really, if you think about it, in today's frantic world, we live in a world of diet obsession, and we do a lot of kind of guilt and shaming related to food, and we get all kind of wrapped up into the idea that we need to eat a precise way, and we start losing touch with really our innate sense of hunger and fullness. And we really, though, have to start thinking about intention so that we start caring for ourselves in a better way, and attention, really thinking about those physical sensations with hunger and fullness. And really, mindful eating is the remedy here. And really, a lot of people just fly through life. They eat at their computer, in front of their TV. They eat in their car. They cope with food in an unhealthy way, feeling like this will help them get through their stress or boredom. But technically, it just leads to a lot of anxiety and stress, and really overeating that is unnecessary. So really, we really need to uphold mindful eating as a super important practice in the bigger scope of mindfulness.
Do you have any particular tips maybe that would help me come to my senses or come to awareness of what my intention is
Right.
for
Yeah.
mindfulness?
First of all, just make the commitment to become aware and ask yourself when you begin to eat something, am I really hungry? Do I feel that empty pit in my stomach? Do I feel kind of a gnawing ache? Like, okay, this is my body telling me I'm hungry. Make it a priority if you are a stress eater or an eater out of boredom to just always refocus on that. And journal about it. Journal about your hunger and fullness level. The more curious you can get, the more aware you are, and you can begin to really eat in response to hunger, because we were perfectly made to eat when we need to eat, and we just bypass it with today's oh my gosh, food rules and just environmental stimuli. That helps us refocus on leading just kind of a healthier, happier life when it comes to food, and not making food the enemy.
The notion of that narrative, you mentioned journaling, and of course, I'm a big journaler and I encourage folks to journal, but that self talk,
Yeah, right.
any particular compassionate phrases or thoughts you have about self compassion with this? Because it seems like we need to forgive ourselves with this.
I think it all starts with thinking about how we need to care for ourselves and love ourselves. And I mean, I've heard the term used, radical acceptance. We just need to accept the fact that, I mean, we come with flaws, right? We come with flaws, but once you begin to do that and actually think about caring and nurturing your body in a different way, then you can set your course right. So many of us really just, we do eat on autopilot, and it's just, we eat because the clock told us to eat. And I think also what's crazy is there's a time where we really we live in a 24-hour 7, what do they call it, toxic food carnival. And so there is food everywhere, and we eat because we smell it, we see it. We drove down the street and we saw a restaurant that reminded us of how much we like their food.
We have classes at the Center for Healthy Living, and there's all kinds of apps or
Yeah.
books or journals. Do you have any particular recommendations for our listeners today?
Some good solid resources would be the Center for Mindful Eating, which is a big nonprofit with wonderful resources for the public and for clinicians. And they, for example, have actual virtual guided mindful eating meditations. Besides the Center for Mindful Eating, I would recommend any of the work done by Dr. Michelle May. She has the website Am I Hungry? And you talk about resources. She has books and workbooks and podcasts, and she has seminars, support classes. She does online coaching. There are apps that can help people in real time through the process of eating and training their bodies on how to mindfully eat. And I guess I would say too, as you again engage your very famous statement, the power of pause as you begin your meal, think about slowing down, being thankful for the meal, savoring your food, thinking about where it came from and being thankful for whoever produced it. You can just keep it to just eating with awareness, but it's also looking at and analyzing your triggers, your hunger triggers for you wanting to eat. So you add in that dimension and coming up with coping ideas to think about things that would provide calm or stress relief when you really want to eat, but you know you're not hungry. That's really the total picture of mindful eating. I would just say that in the time we're at with COVID and a lot of families, a lot of adults, kids, I mean, this is our time to kind of reset. Our schedules have changed, maybe even come to a crashing halt. And I think it's a time that we can all use to refocus and really obviously savor what's super meaningful in our lives, but also think about the connection with our health, with what we put in that body and our health. The average American meal is 10 minutes long, and that's just not enough time. It takes 20 minutes for our bodies to really sense that we've had the right amount of food. So you've got to slow down and dine like the Mediterraneans in the blue zones.
Love that. Oh, my friend, what a wonderful fact-filled, lots of dense, good information for us today. So thank you. Thank you. I savor this time with you, and I will savor a little bit longer. I will linger with my food today and this week and forever, I think, because of conversations like we've had, Kathy. So thank you so much. I really appreciate your time and talent.
Pleasure. My pleasure.
We'll do it again. Bye-bye.
Okay. Sounds good.